Cheers, people of Twitch. Drink. Ah, what a glorious evening it is. Great time to fuck around with Unity. That's right, we're doing it again. We are fucking around with Unity. Today, we are going to change a few things. The first thing we're doing here is we've got this guy. As you know, we've already dealt with this thing before. We've made some changes to this guy, specifically to the rigid body. We are changing it so that it has mass, and that we are also using the gravity, which is somewhere on here. There. On the rigid body 2D. We got that gravity scale on. We've also gone ahead and taken the square that we previously used as a player, and we turned it into a long square by using this deform button here to stretch it out. So it's stretched out now, and as a stretched out thing, we also gave it a box collider 2D and a rigid body 2D. And we made the body type static, and that way it will not be affected by any gravity, and it will not be affected by any vertex physics or any kind of mass transfer or Newtonian physics or non-Newtonian physics or anything. It's just going to sit there. It's static. That's what static means. So we did that, and that's great. I copied this knight. I'm going to probably delete this thing. I just wanted to see what would happen, so I put this thing, I copied it. It really doesn't matter. It's not time to copy the knight, so I really shouldn't copy the knight. He's there, though. I'm going to have to recopy him anyway if I change anything about him. This is going to be our standard template for every kind of character in the game, and the AI is going to create different models for each section of the knight, which, as you can see, are pretty simple. You've got body, head, back arm, back leg, and front leg. And each leg happens to have two different animations or sprites. So they're not really animations. An animation in this is where you are moving a bunch of objects through frames. So we'll show you that in a second. Animation's very interesting. But when I mean animation, I mean they're two different sprites. So you'll notice how it says knight leg 1 here under the sprite renderer for the front leg. Well, it just so happens there's more than one right leg, and as you can see, there's a bent version here as well. So this guy who programmed this knight originally, before we're going to bastardize him and give him 100 new moves and change his sprite set and basically do his system programming completely over. But aside from the fact that we're doing it completely over, we noticed that we can change these sprites to different ones. So we could bend his leg if we wanted to. And yet the bone here, which is the thing that makes it what it is, the surrounding hitbox and area to select this, that is a leg. And it's going to stay like that whether or not the sprite is rendering the bent leg or the non-bent leg. It's always going to be rigid like that. Bitch. So anyway, knowing that, it's good to know that you can actually customize animations in this the same way that you do in Adobe Premiere. It's called keyframing. It's very easy, but it can be a bit tedious. The good news is, unlike Adobe Premiere, you're total control of everything, and it's a lot quicker, and there's no rendering. And the no rendering part is the best part. If you've ever done anything in Adobe Premiere, especially with keyframing, you will know that rendering is the shittiest part of the entire process, and there's none of that. Let me explain what I'm fucking talking about, alright? So, you see how there's a animation here, and then each one of these things has stuff inside of it. These files here are called animation files, and each one of them has a bunch of keyframing information inside of it. And then this is the animator controller, And that's the thing we were messing with before when we were looking at all of this, which is how you can transition between all the different animations within any given object cluster or prefab. This is fucking known in Unity. So what I've done here is I've got this guy's standard shit, but I also went ahead and made stab, and I made block up. Those were two that I went ahead and pop in here. Now let me show you how these work. So if you get any animation, you can go into the inspector up here and click open, and it will bring the keyframer up. Once the keyframer's up here, there's a whole bunch of tricks and shortcuts that you must know if you want to do this. You're going to be in pain if you don't listen to me about these fucking shortcuts. So fucking key in on that shit. First one is about bringing in properties. By its normal self, you're not going to be able to control anything when you first open this. It's going to be very difficult. The fucking play button won't work or nothing. You have to go to the scene. You have to click on the object before it'll even work. Once that works, then you'll be able to choose your animation here. So you can choose, for example, the stab animation. And that's here, and now all of this is connected in to the prefab that you've got here. So now we can use this and actually go through time, and you'll see how the animation works. It'll move, right? That's pretty awesome. But in order to make it move, you have to actually assign each one of the objects that you want to control to this little kind of Adobe Premiere timeline down here. And all this fucking shit that is in here is selected one at a time unless you know better. So if I click on add property and I want to choose, for example, the back arm instead of the front arm, I would have to go into the body, go into the back arm, and if I want the shield, for example, I'd have to even go further into the shield. Then you can see what stuff you can get, right? So there's these pluses, right? If you hit plus, you'll get one of the things. You'll be able to transform the scale or transform the rotation or the position of the shield inside the back arm. What they don't tell you is if you right-click and click Add Properties on the parent item, all of the child items will come down into the animation controller. This is something very not obvious, and it saves hours of fucking time. When I'm talking about saving you hours of time, I'm talking about getting you paid faster. Because that's when you're going to release your game and make money. So you really do want to think about not fucking around. These plus buttons over on the right side here. It's a pro tip. I ain't even charging you nothing for it. You just lick my balls. That's all you need to do. But anyway, there it is. And so if I wanted to put this shield into this whole animation, that's how I would do it. So let's go through the animation, see how it works. So it goes ahead and it is controlling the front arm's position, rotation, and the front arm's sword, which is the interchangeable sprite here that is its carried object. So we've got the carried object, and it will, depending on what sprite there is, it will still move and rotate. So I could put a magic wand in there. I could put any fucking thing I want in that spot, as long as it is long and thin, and in Japan you would count it with hon or pon or bone, then it would work. So the fucking keyframe is controlled in a very strange way. What you do is you set your position in time, and then you kind of take your snapshot in time. And the way you do that is by clicking on this button here. It says Add Keyframe. When you do it, it will store the state of all of the frames that are here. And you can also highlight them and turn them blue, but it will store the state here. As you move in time, the state will change based on where you are. So here I drew this in this position. Basically, I changed the rotation of the front arm to be a little bit more forward, and you can see that happen there. It moved just ever so slightly. And then I changed the position of the sword. And I changed that position and rotation. So you can see that that happened right there. And then we've got all of these once again being controlled on the next one. So here, just this one frame of animation, we're moving the sword and the arm, and we're changing the sprite of the arm, which you can see if I explode this here. I've changed it to the bent version of the fucking arm. Yeah, I'm guzzling down beer right now. You go ahead and do that. You be at work. Good. I'm glad you're at fucking work. I hope I can inspire you and not distract you. RPG Maker is a fucking toy compared to this. This is real shit, and I know how to dance. So we are going to dance, and we're going to do some crazy shit in Unity. And you can just watch. It's all good. But I got some wisdom for the many, and it's not going to be Excel, so if you have a shitty desk-pushing job where they're not letting you do any coding, very sorry. But if you're doing coding, you might hear something that's worth your time, especially once again in this fucking program. I just told you how to skip loading in all of these properties. It is such a lifesaver to be able to right-click at the parent item. It's so not obvious. You'll sit there for hours and not be able to control the dick. So anyway, what I did though is I had a pro trick going on here too. You can see I've made this animation and he stabs outward, right? And there it is. He raises his arm, bends his arm, and then pushes forward, and the knife goes out, and the knife is in a position about 1/2 square away from where it currently was, giving it a very small hitbox. And this is a dagger, so this is the lowest range weapon that this character can hold. So you may think, oh, that's going to be hard to hit bitches with. Good! It should be hard to hit bitches with this, because it's just the dagger. But it's going to come out and do that. But what I did after this was I copied this and put it over here so it stays still, so that the thing stabs where it's supposed to stab. And then on the way back, I just copied the position of, and there's a scroll bar here, so I'm going to have to make this fucking look normal. I copied the position of these other things. So this one here, this one here, where the leg comes back, then just after that, this one. You can copy and paste them by grabbing them and putting them on any second that you want. And remember, it will take the path of least resistance between any 2 points that you give it. You can even manually put in the values with numbers. And eventually, the AI is going to be controlling the values of these one way or the other, either by inputting these numbers directly or by giving the input that the user currently would. Because we map this in Notepad using the same controller we always have. As you can see, key code Z and C for block, up, and stab are here. So let's fucking go into the animator, or not that, let's go into the game and look at how this behaves with all this new shit. So with the newly established gravity and mass, he sinks down to his position and holds. Why is he holding, you might ask? Well, there is something about this object that is special. This object is having a freeze rotation on the Z-axis here, as you can see. You can barely, I can't, my mouse, I need to make it so my mouse shows up. That's a thing I actually don't want to show up normally when I stream. This I plan, I think, okay, I've put in a total of about 9 hours of dev time so far into this game. But about 4 hours of it was installing software. You probably saw it. I've vlogged it all. And now, at this point, I see us being at the point where combat is absolutely possible through manual intervention by the end of the day tomorrow, period. That we will have absolute combat. We will have more than one character that will be able to fight each other with manual controls tomorrow. My RAM will not be here until the day after tomorrow. I cannot get that LLM to work and also control my video feed to OBS at the same time with 32 gigabytes of RAM. It is just not enough. So I have to focus all of my strength in Unity right now to make the character that the AI is going to take control of the most systematically complex and robust as possible. So we're not going to be doing any graphic stuff. We're going to do all animations, functions, databases, things like that tomorrow. I have a roadmap on the Discord that shows every task that I'm going to complete tomorrow, and they're all going to get done. So yes, combat will be very possible, to the point that every limb on this person is going to have a hit point, and it's going to fall off of his body when it loses all of its hit points, and blood is going to go everywhere. This is a guarantee. I'm not fucking around. That stuff is easy. So that's what's all going to happen tomorrow. And right now, I'm just going to drink and do as much of it as I can tonight before someone either wakes up or disturbs me or I get fucking tired. So I want to do it now. I've been chomping at the bit to do this, honestly. This is fucking dope. It's so fucking dope. It's like, I remember when I was in high school and I had no fucking time at all for anyone. And I'd get like a brand new game or something totally amazing, or I'd like write music or something like that. Feels like that, being able to fuck around with this stuff. So anyway, that freeze rotation here on the Z, what that does is it makes this guy walk upright. So let me go back to the game, as you can see here, and I can walk him to the right and the left, and he walks. And at this point, his gravity is normal. Now, I don't have a jump yet. That will happen either tonight or tomorrow. I can show you what a jump will look like. It looks like that, something like that. It'll be a jump, something like that. But I want him to bend the knees and actually jump. And I also want it to be very much like Mario's jump, where you can kind of control it a little bit in the air and make it nice. I guess it really doesn't matter too much, since AI are going to be doing most of the controlling of all of these characters. But the cooler they look, the better, and they'll end up being able to customize this stuff. Eventually, you're just going to be able to ask the AI to like make a troll or something, and it will make a troll for you, and it will map all of its shit and give it a special move and all that shit. But for now, we've got these new animations I want to test. So the first one is the stab, and as you can see, it stabs. It stabs very nicely. And it even has hit detection, so I can push this guy by stabbing him, and it will activate the collider. When I activate that collider, that means I can use it to trigger other events, like blood splatters, decals, variables being subtracted from hit point values, defense values. All that fun stuff can happen right at that point of impact. And it's going to happen specifically on the limb that gets impacted. So this guy's going to have an arm until he doesn't. It's going to be like the Knights Who Say Knee, but every character is going to be like that. Every limb is going to take its own damage, and eventually the character will die if its body or head takes too much damage. Very simple. And it will bleed everywhere unless it's a robot-type enemy, in which case it will spark everywhere. And there'll be other types of things, like plants don't bleed. So there'll be stuff, but we've got to control all these systems, and bleeding will be first. And everything will have destructible limbs, period, no matter how it goes. And we're going to be using this framework again right here, but all these graphics are going to change all the time. So the next thing we're going to do is look at the shield raise up. That's this. It's very simple. The shield just goes up. I don't like how that knife is going down. This one's not been fully refined yet. So I do also want this to be a hold animation where I hold the shield up and then let go and the shield goes down. I also want that hold to prevent any other actions, so I don't want to be able to stab and do it at the same time, which currently you can't do. It just ends up doing animation canceling and make him look like he's wigging out. His overhead attack is also working very nicely, so I can do that too. And he dies if I want him to die, and so that works very nicely. And at this point, I've got a lot to work with. So again, the roadmap. Let's go over all of the items. There's Discord with that, but we're going to focus on only those items. I'm pretty sure that I'm going to do it in the order that I put it in there. Okay, so the first thing actually has nothing to do with this. It is getting the jar graphics. So let me see if I can get one of those. I'm going to use Grok. I wonder if Grok will be smart enough to do this for me. So Grok, I need an image with alpha transparency of a wide fishbowl Alright, so I've asked Grok for an image with alpha transparency of a wide transparent fishbowl with a flat base. I am getting ones with backgrounds, so I'm not doing that. That looks beautiful. That's definitely the thing I'm going for. Alright, once again, asking Grok. I may as well show you guys Grok. I mean, Grok is just a very simple cloud AI. We won't be able to use Grok to do the image generation of all the sprite parts. We're going to have to use the LLM that we put on the local server. But given that I pay for this, I definitely want to make use of my subscription. See, this is not alpha transparency. It doesn't understand. Come on, you can do it. Ah, no water. It's getting close. No water. Come on, Grok. You can do better than this. What do we have? Okay, we've got that. This is starting to look good. I hate the water. How can you not understand? No water inside. It's starting to get really nice. I mean, I can edit this and make this work. So that might be what ends up happening here. But I can also just go on to... Let's do this. Let's see if I can get... Not Sora. Sora's for video, and we might mess with that too. DALL-E. Oh, Grok has failed where this has not. Let's just try this for now. We want this. Oh, that's a WebP file. I wonder if that transparency works, and if that's gonna be like that here. Okay, so we have this here. We can, I don't know how to deal with this, but I'm just gonna see if I can even put it up anywhere or do what we're doing with this. We may have to convert this. I may have to go into Photoshop and use a correct format of thing. I don't know if I have to import this or what the deal is. All right. So if I click this, I should see something in the inspector. If I All right, this makes me open it in an external editor. Use as regular sprites with transparency. So I should be able to just make a new sprite. That's simple. To the object, sprite. We've got sprites. So way more than we probably want. It'd be under F if this is even the right spot. Almost there, god damn it. There we go. E, F. What? There's no F's. Alright, so all this crap is in scenes? No, settings, scenes. Where is all this crap? Sprite? It's in sprite. So what if I put this copy? Nope, it won't let me copy it. Oh shit. This is not Unity 2023. There's a different version. That sucks. So I have to convert it to PNG. Alright. Well, let's just do it. We'll figure out probably some kind of plug-in to deal with this. God damn it. I can't even convert it with this because this doesn't even recognize it. Ugh. Whatever. God damn it. Fuck me. A WebP plugin from the asset store. Let me see the asset store and see how bad the WebP plugin is. $53. Yeah, this sucks. Let's see if it'll convert it for me in the AI instead. No, that's not it. There it is. Huh? Where's my old chat? Where am I? Oh, I hate it. Empty wide glass. Maybe it can do it in PNG format. That would be dope. Yes, to convert it. We're gonna have to convert it. I hope not, though. I want to be able to get my goddamn asset quickly. This is supposed to be not creatively blocked in any way. It's just going to be system after system after system until it's finished. Alright, that is wide and large. I do like it, but it's a WebP file. So I guess we're still stuck. What do we do with a WebP? Hate this. Now there's going to be a bunch of spam crap everywhere. So this is what I'm talking about. This thing is going to be a fucking scam. Like, I'm going to have to put this piece of crap in here and then it's going to try to make me do a bunch of other shit. It's so dumb. I freaking hate it. I really do. Alright. It's not actually converting at this moment. Oh, it is done. Alright. Save to device. Will this actually save? We'll find out. Alright, so now we have the fishbowl as a shown item. There's its sprite. So, we can take that sprite and put it into the game, right? Or we can put it in here. Yeah, there we go. Nice. Okay, so we just make this big boy a little bigger. We scale him up like by 2. And move. Yeah, 1.5 is fine. Oh, no, this is good. I mean, kind of. Alright. Where are my controls? That's the thing. I don't have any controls. Oh, that's why. There we go. That's what I'm looking for. Now I can move out and stuff. This is what I need. Alright, so that's where the camera's at now. Let's get this guy moved. It should be the same thing where we drag this shit around. We're gonna have this be our stopper there. And we're just gonna have to build a curved wall on each side. No, I do not teach Japanese lesson. I still speak Japanese every day. I'm still married to a Japanese person. I still have a half Japanese kid. I go to Japan every fucking year. So definitely I do have a lot of Japanese experience, and I'm definitely a better Japanese speaker than I used to be. But I do not teach Japanese anymore. I don't have time. I don't have time to do anything that I want to do. This is what I want to do. I don't have enough time for this. Luckily, I have all day tomorrow and some of tonight to continue fucking around with programming. Should be very interesting. But anyway, we're going to have to figure out how to make these curves here and make these curved walls so that they are colliders. And I believe we can do that already with this sprite, if I'm not mistaken. We've got lots of things we can do already, but I know I could do this. What did that do? Oh, it's only for prefabs. That was a failure. I want to remove that. Alright. Can you do two at once? Nope. Alright, we're going to make this floor invisible. If we don't render the sprite, I believe it still does act as a... I do believe it still acts as a floor, but we'll see. We will play the game. What's good, Kuso? As you can see, he walks, but he's cut off for some reason. He has no legs. Why does he have no legs at this time? What have I done to him? I've done something horribly wrong to him. Also, it looks like the transparency layer is not real, which is very unfortunate. What the hell happened? Did I not render? Why the hell is the back leg not being rendered? When did I fuck that up? A long time ago, I fucked that up. Okay. We have them back where they're supposed to be. We can bring in the fishbowl. Get this guy down here. It belongs. This fishbowl is not. All right. Well, we can still put it on the background anyway, for now. The spirit of it will remain for the moment. Damn it. There's got to be some sort of background thing I can do. Did I lose the... I did. I lost the legs again somehow. It's like the moment that I brought this sprite in. Is it the layer? Yeah, as soon as I bring that sprite in, it's covering up these guys, which have an order and layer of zeros as well. 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, they're all zeros. And then body has 0. I do not even understand that whole thing, because they probably should have some kind of layering. I move out of the way, they come back, so there's gotta be a way to get that to go to the background. There we go. Put it to -1, it's now behind. So 2, 2, 2, and up. There we go. Alright. We should be able to get rid of this thing. We don't need him. And this guy we can bring closer to the floor, and we are just going to experience the new digs before we wind up getting some real transparency going on. At least he walks. Let's see if I can get rid of the floor. Can I stop rendering this? Will this work? It sure does. So I could put some walls around here that would allow collision to stop. Should be able to just draw it, honestly. Alright, stop. Okay, next. We want to drink beer. I think I just heard someone wake up. That might be the end of the night. Tomorrow won't end. I need to get this transparency off of here. From the inspector, we need to make sure the texture type is 2D. Univers 2D spritelit default. Where's that alpha? There's got to be some sort of alpha crap. Alpha source, input texture alpha. I'm looking for alpha source, and I don't know where it is. It's probably not even having alpha, which makes this even more frustrating, but this looks very interesting. There's a lot going on here. There's a sprite editor, so this is the first time I've ever seen this. I don't know what this is. This is the alpha layer? That looks like the alpha layer. Here it is. So what the hell? This is not the alpha layer. This is ass, is what it is. This is just not. This is where all this crap is, it looks like. This does not have an alpha layer. I know beggars can't be choosers, but I've got to find something I like here. Come on, you can do it. Damn it. There's only one that doesn't have water in it. I'm in the wrong search anyway. It's pretty good. That's actually what I want. It's very clean looking. That's really clean. But yeah, this is pay. Yep, stuff like this is definitely gonna be the most annoying. Alright, this will have to work for now. PNG. Is there stupid stock? God damn it. Oh, this has got what appears to be a transparency layer on it, but is it? Or is it just ass? Why is this not? Alright. Nope, it's ass. That's not transparency. That's ass. God damn it. I don't think this is good. Nope, that's all drawn. Yeah, ass. Will it work? We'll find out. If not, I don't want to get hung up on it, but I really want goddamn transparency. Oh my god, it is a PNG file. Maybe it did it. I might have gotten what I want. Maybe. Yeah, I got what I want. Okay. Yay. It's not good, but it's a clear-ass fishbowl for now. And we're just gonna have to make it bigger. We're gonna have to shrink you down. We got it. It's not very wonderful, but and it doesn't have to be the Mona fucking Lisa. It just needs to work for now. Where's that sprite mover? There we go. This guy needs to be -1. And I should be able to play. We'll just see what this looks like. I haven't seen this in a bit. It's good to have some cheap views. Alright, so. Alright. If I go here, I mean, this, I am above this. So if I was to put this at 0, for example, now I'm behind this part of it, but am I behind the transparent part? How good is this? Am I going to be behind this cloud? No, only this part is. So you can get this part behind the cloud, the rest of it ain't. What if I put this as a 1? Yeah, it goes right behind it. So now I'm in there. I'm actually in the jar now. And I could just make, for some reason, the sword is above it. What freaking order is that? The 100? No, I think not. I think 30. For God's sake. Fine. Alright, and we can make this thing more translucent too, I'm pretty sure. Nothing that easy, huh? Whatever. Alright, so we've got this guy in there. Now he's got a bolt. I want to get the collider around this thing. So let's make a collider. Okay, we've got a shape now. It's way back there. I'm gonna put it out in the front for now. It's a wiggly shape. So we should be able to do something to it. Taking that same shape, I'm going to make it opposite. I'm going to take the rotation and make all of this negative, I think. That's what I need to do. Alright, so that moved that like this. And I actually need to rotate it again. Oh yeah, I haven't even flipped this yet. This needs to be flipped. Guess that negative ignite didn't do dick. Position would be negative, not rotation, right? No. Is that how that works? It would be definitely position. If I go negative 10, negative y. I don't need negative y, I just need negative 10, I think. Where's 10 0? That's just position though, that's not the... That doesn't do anything. There it is. Okay, so now we've got these bitches here. We've made these fucking shapes that we're gonna use to cordon off this bitch so he won't be able to get out. And he's gonna end up, these are gonna have the same qualities that this floor has. The floor has the box collider, the rigid body 2D, and the static. So let's do that. I wonder, can I do them both at the same time? It looks like I can. So physics 2D, box collider 2D, and then the rigid body is the other one I need. It's a lot to move around this bitch. So we got these two there, and then the floor is right here. We should bring the floor down to here, and then do this to the floor too. There we go. And that should make everything work. This thing needs to be unrendered. What is the issue? Why are you bouncing up? Some sort of rigid body going on. Oh, is this the hitbox on this? Good lord. It's not a box collider that we want. Ew. We want the... No, we don't want a box collider. No wonder they freaked out. I can try the new tool. Does it work? Doesn't look like it. What kind of collider can I do? Capsule, circle, composite, custom. Hey, Kirksley, I am fucking making a game. I'm making a game called Grasshopper Jar. It is a game where we take Unity objects and make them into systems, and then give AI control of those systems, and then give you control of the AI. You are going to get to watch me make it. I'm going to be here all day tomorrow doing it, but I'm also going to be doing it tonight till I get too drunk and want to go to sleep. I really like making this game, and that went right through the motherfucking thing that I'm looking to not go through, as you can see. Not only did it go through, what happened to them? They're gone. They are not there. They are gone. I, like, formed those sprites and everything. That's crazy. Yeah, it's a tech demo. You definitely, I don't expect you to get it. That, why is there a tile map? Why is there a grid? There should be no grid. Floor is correct. This is correct. So, yeah, Kirksley, I have a corporate job. I make programs for businesses to save them money and for them to track all of their things that they do with their millions of things that they make and all of their customers. So I get tired of it, though. I get really, really, really tired of doing that. And I want to make games instead. And I know I can do it, so now I'm going to do it. And after I make this proof of concept, which will blow even my own mind, I will sell it on the Steam store for 99 cents. And then I'll make a real game. But this one is going to be fucking cool enough the way it is that I'm sure I can get 99 cents for it. But I fucked up, and I don't know how, but I have lost, like, I've lost my sprites. I made them outside of the scene. I think I've done this before, so I have to do it again. I have to come in here. I have to add a new sprite of a 2D object of an open shape. There it is. So there's the open sprite shape. We just used it before. It ain't that hard to use. We can rotate this bitch. Oops. And we're going to do one side first, get it right, and then we're going to flip it instead of being idiots and trying to do it all at the same time. It's fucking stupid to do that. So what I'm doing right now is making what are known as hitboxes. They're very crude. I'm going to give this sprite shape a rigid body. I'm going to make it static. And then I'm going to try to give it some kind of collider that isn't going to fuck it up. So let's hope I find one that I can use. Alright, well, at least it's there. There is a collider. Now let's see what happens when we activate the game with this object. Well, no, you don't have to do any of this manually. That doesn't work, though. See, I want to make this collider. Now, you don't have to do anything manually at all. So, the interesting thing about this is you can automate all of the processes you do. This tool's, for example, do you see this add polygon collider to all children? This is actually a script that I wrote and added to the program to add polygon colliders to prefabs. So, anyway, this is not a prefab, and its composite collider is not good enough here. I'm going to remove that. I don't believe if I select this and then select this tool that it works. It doesn't. It needs to be a prefab in order for my tool to work, and then it will draw hitboxes around everything. But yeah, it may seem like shit, but what's going to happen is we're going to train AI to make all of the objects. So it really isn't as bad as you think. But you'll see. You shall see. Anyway, this fucking sprite shape needs to continue to be edited. So stop. I need some help. Alright. I've got the... Alright, we'll get answers. We'll get answers, god damn it. It's not going to be Knight in a jar. The Knight is our base model. We are going to put everything in this jar. This is actually called Grasshopper Jar. That's the name of the program. And what it is it's a program where you get to take two game objects. In this case, it's going to be one of these characters. And you drop them into this fishbowl, and they interact with each other and whatever other objects are in the fishbowl. The kicker is that we're going to have a non-cloud-based LLM inside of this game controlling all of this stuff, making characters for you. So you'll be able to be like, make a frog. And then the AI is going to create a character that is like a frog, or at least what it thinks is like a frog. And it's going to go in there and drop it, and it'll behave like that. Yeah, I'm sorry, non-cloud LLM. You may have lost me. An LLM is a language learning model. A cloud sucks. So, ChatGPT, without having to pay a subscription, it's built in the game. That's what I'm talking about. An LLM is a language learning model. So, I get open source LLMs to actually run API commands to Unity and control these game objects. And yes, it will be a party in the fishbowl. It's a tech demo. I should be able to get it done in about a month. So, again, I am doing the whole thing vlogged so that I can show the world how easy it is to integrate stuff like this, and how it could be you too, like making a fucking game or whatever fucking idea you have, you could do it too. And get out of your corporate nightmare, or worse than that, your retail nightmare, or food service nightmare, or God, whatever, teaching nightmare, whatever nightmare it was. Yeah, whatever it is. But that, then it can go away, and you can go to the game making and or retiring mantra. So, alright, so we need to add the Polygon Collider 2D best fit. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to kill the composite one. It's bullshit. And we're going to use the Physics 2D Polygon Collider 2D. And then we are going to that's not the right. Do you see this? It's like almost there. It's like what? Huh. I see this. Do you see this line here? That's right. What gives with the triangle though? I wonder if it works. Let's see if it works. Well, what I'm really actually trying to make the AI do is make you laugh. So we also are giving commands to this little knight. You can see him move and stuff. I've just got him doing basic stuff. But this knight is going to be able to have a speech bubble and talk. He'll be in character. And he's going to interact with the other thing. They might not fight. They might also fuck. Or they might, like become best friends. Or, like, try to survive and get out. Alright? This is going to be wild. I am going to be part of this wild shit that's happening. I need to be. I feel like I'm absolutely missing out. And yet, unfortunately, you can see this collider is just one wall. It got the curve, but there's a problem. I don't know how we get that out of there, but it's close. We're close. So we need to look at this and find out why this polygon collider sucks. Now we can edit it. Yeah. This is dumb as hell, but this needs to be outside. Whoop. Okay, yep. Okay. This looks wild, but I'm in. I'm all about this. This is all out of the game area, so I'm gonna do it. Well, it's gonna be non-human emotion. That's gonna be the hilarious part. And then I'm gonna put the voice synthesizers on it and stuff. This is gonna be the stupidest thing anybody ever saw, but I'm gonna sell it for 99 cents. And I think it's going to make a lot of noise, actually. I really do. I'm very confident that this is going to be hilarious and very achievable. Alright, let's see if we can make this thing bump into the wall. Exactly, I'd buy that for $1. That's what this is all about. Jump up. Come on, can we get in there? You still can't get in there? Bitch, why can't you get in there? Oh, it's still looking like shit. That's why. I thought I fixed this. Do I have to save or something? Alright, is that good? Did I do it? Bitch. Alright. If that thing goes back to being shitty again... It went back to being shitty again. No layer overrides. It's cool that there are layer overrides. God damn it, though. This thing is really not... That really should be all there is to this. Maybe it's because I used stupid sprite shape. I should have used something else. spline is fine. You don't need that. Come on. It's not gonna work though, because it's not gonna work. It's not a real shape. It's actually ass. I think I need to do a closed sprite shape again. God damn it. Alright, try number 3 to fucking make a goddamn wall that's curved. I am gonna put shrimp in there. Shrimp shit's gotta be in this. I also have to put someone that calls you a bitch all the time as one of the personality types that you can put in there. It's gotta be a feature that's hard-coded into the program. Oh, 2D objects. Let's do a closed shape, I guess. Okay, that's fucked up, but I mean, I think it's a better fit overall. Let's see if we can shape this thing into what we want. This element inspector is a problem. There we go, that's better. Okay, so we got to get that down here, and then we want this there. There. Oh, I gotta do it like that. We don't. Anyway, this is close enough. And then we've got, well, we don't need to worry about that. I think if I go ahead and add my polygon collider now, it doesn't suck anymore. I'm pretty sure it works. I don't know how, but I think it does. So let's try it. Third time is the motherfucking charm. We're gonna make this thing make sounds. Hell yeah, you can climb up the bull! So now, we just simply fucking disable the renderer, and it looks like he's climbing up the bitch. That's what I'm fucking talking about. We'll also reverse it and copy it and put it on the other side. Woo! Yeah. Ding ding ding. I know I want it to tink every time that he touches the wall. I also need that. So let's take this piece of shit and unrender. Well, we'll copy it first and paste it into here, and we'll flip it with this thing. I believe is what you flip it with, and then we'll move it on over to the other side where it will act the same for us over here. I believe we can just unrender, just like that. And now we got those meshes up in that bitch, and now we get, boom. We should have an illusionary bowl, and now we need to put collider triggers on there that play sound. I have not messed with sound on here yet, nor have I properly pumped it to you guys, so there's double the work that I need to do. But this is acceptable. See, this is starting to look more of like my actual vision of what I wanted to happen, which is dropping shit into a jar. And it will definitely happen. Yeah! How about some of this? I'm back, bitch. Oh. Yeah. Alright. Anyway, I'm stop doing this. The more moves I give him, the more interesting it is to use that guy. But again, this is going to end up being lots of other items. Let's look at the roadmap and see how well we've done so far. We've gotten the jar graphic, and we've gotten the walls of the jar. Next is to create sound triggers. Alright. Alright, I need to find a sound file. We're going to look for the glass tapping sound. A wave file will do. I could also use voice mod for this if I have to. I think we ought to I think I need to have a headset on for this. So much for my comfort. That so hurts. Okay, let's download some of these. I'm saving directly into the Unity folder. We went over all the file structure on the first day. So, saving it in there, it should just appear here now. And I'm going to do the second one as well. I'm going to get a couple of these files, because these are nice. These knock ones are nice. There's going to be a bunch. This is too much right here. Alright, so eventually I'm going to want a bunch of glass sounds that I randomly have cycled through as to which one is going to play when it comes. But for now, I just want to even see that they showed up. We've got them here, so there they are in the SFX folder. And now we have a trigger, I believe, that we have to go and we have to take these colliders and we have to connect them to these wave files in order to make the sounds play when the knight hits the side of the bowl. So that's what we're gonna do next. Let's see what's on the motherfucking thing. All right, we got that. We've got the collision object. And then we need to make a script to do this. So I did get Visual Studio. I did not link it to Unity yet. So sorry, I'm gonna have to do it in Notepad. My bad, you know, what can I say? So hopefully, why the hell is it not having IntelliSense? God damn it. I don't need IntelliSense, but this is gonna be impact sound. There we go, I got my IntelliSense. Because it got CS, once it realized what kind of file it was, then it started giving me the right color coding for everything. Alright. So wall is what we want the collision game object to be, but it's closed sprite shape 1, I believe. So it's a tag though. So we're looking at a tag. So what I need to do is add a tag to the these two things. So I believe these two closed sprite shapes are the ones. There should be a script appearing in here very shortly. Okay, so these need tags. How do I put a tag on? Add tag. We're gonna add the tag of wall. Now that I've made tag 0 wall, no. Is that just what it's called? I think it's definitely. It's gonna be tag 1 yo. Yeah, that's how it works. Alright. So that's a tag on that. Both of these, I believe, have that tag. Nope, that's untagged, untagged. So what did I just tag as a wall? I just fucked something up. Tag man camera, untagged. This is what I want tagged as a wall. Boom, there we go. Wall. So now that that's a wall, and we've got the SFX script here, let's look at the rest of the script. Alright, so we're gonna get Alright, so we're going to attach the audio source here. It's too bad it doesn't have a preview. Yeah, that'll be good enough. I'm going to uncheck play on awake so that it only plays when it collides to that. Let's try it. I don't think it'll work, but who knows. I've gotten it first shot before, so we shall see. It didn't have any compiling errors. I hear nothing. Alright, I've obviously got fucking, yeah, I'm the East Coast, definitely. Fucking Georgia in the motherfucking southern United States. It's a nice place to live. Fuck. So rigid body 2D. Collision detection. Continuous. Alright, here we go. I don't think it's gonna work. It might be playing to the wrong speaker or something. I don't think any of y'all are hearing any of this shit. I really don't. So, I'm not hearing it. Should I be? Again, this is already set to be playing this crap, right? Alright, so it's already, it knows what it's supposed to be doing. It's just not doing it. I bet that's the problem. I bet I put the stupid file in the wrong spot. I'll bet the stupid Knight does not get the audio source. I'll bet the damn wall does. Why would you give the audio source to the Knight? That's dumb as hell. I don't care what. what I thought before. Alright, we got these two guys. We should give the audio source to that. Audio source. Let's do... Oh, I messed up. You can't do it while you're playing like that. It won't keep it, will it? Yeah, it's not there. So, no sound. Audio mixer group. Output, none. That's not good. We need an audio mixer group. Need more beer, that's what I need. 10:30, we still got time. I got another hour or so. I gotta drink though. I can't just sit here. Gotta have some beer. I'm gonna have to start getting good at these colliders. I don't have a choice because they are going to control the entire damage system, the entire picking up object system. Everything is going to be controlled by colliders, and if I don't get how they work, it's not going to be good. Alright, the moving sprite is this one. Rigid Body 2D, dynamic. Yes. Collider 2D. Oh, no Collider on the motherfucking night. How about that? That's the reason. He needs a motherfucking Collider too. I thought the Knight had a big ass Collider on it. Let me stop this. The Knight has a fucking collider on it. Rigid body. Like, every one of the fucking objects on the Knight has a collider on it. Polygon collider 2D, see? So I guess that's the issue. Collider 2D and rigid body 2D for these. We're gonna add a debug line. Alright, let's find out what happens when we collide. Alright, I don't see any console commands. They're all Polygon Collider 2Ds on there. And they're all Polygon Collider 2Ds there. They both have rigid bodies. Okay, so the audio object's not supposed to be on here. We can get rid of these. Make things easier. This is supposed to happen when a wall is played only. Output none is an issue. Let me just see what happens. It played right away at the beginning, showing that it can play. That's what Play on Awake does. It's probably what I actually want, because he drops onto the spot. So that's my audio source. Is it because audio source is not capitalized here? Is that my problem? No, that's not my problem. I think it's because it's a prefab. I think that, for example, if I was to take all of these things and add the audio source to them, that it would work. Like the sword, for example. Just the sword. Let's do that. Just for the hell of it. Let's add the audio to it. So, yeah, let's try it. Let me see if I can cut this wall and make it cut. That'll probably work. I wonder if I can do it with any of my sword. Should work, but it's not working. Ting, ting, ting. Alright, we need to make this into a composite collider, I think. Alright, so here we go. Here's my prefab root. We don't have a collider on here. I mentioned that before. We need to put one on here. It's called a composite collider. So we're going to do that. It's going to be composite collider 2D. There it is. And then on there, we want geometry of polygons. Then we have, for all of these, I have to put used by composite on there. I don't know if this is going to work. Changing these all to merge. should be doing this without the game playing. That was dumb. Alright, so again, all of these need to be merged. Don't think this will work. We'll hear one sound only, I think. We might be wrong. I don't know if this stuff works or not. I want to reduce this. So before I do that, I have a feeling I put this stupid file in the wrong spot, and that's what's going on here. This needs to be in the scripts folder. Do we even have a scripts folder? Surprised there's not a scripts folder already. Probably missing it. Down, we're playing with fire. Let's go. Drink some fire. Alright. I have a good feeling. That doesn't mean dick, though. Just to let you know. Alright, let's fix some of the annoyingness of this. It works. It works. It works! We just need to stop making it so annoying. So, we will... See how just sliding down doesn't make it bump now? It has a minimum impact requirement at this point now. There's no collider there. Well, interesting. We have figured out how to execute sounds based on collisions. It looks like all collisions are scripted and need to be dealt with a script and the collider. So that fucking is eye-opening. Well, we got it. So let's go back to the goddamn Roadmap. So we've got a background jar. We made sound triggers on the walls of the jar. We changed the gravity to 2D side versus the 2D top. Move sets need to be made. The next things are move sets. We need to be able to pick up objects. We need to be able to put objects away into a storage location. We need to be able to pull objects out of storage and put it into the hand. And we need a speech bubble to put above that bitch's head with text that I can stick in there. And we need a fucking jump. Yeah, I'm not sure about how to... I mean, there is a way in Inspector. Let me show you how. I just figured that out, actually, so I may as well show you. Well, we've got the audio source here, right? So if you're in here in the Inspector, you can play it here. Right in this spot. Anyway, it's a good point. Yes, there is definitely a way to test if your audio is working in the Inspector. As you can see, I tested all the way through to see whether it was a trigger issue or an audio issue. It turned out it was a trigger issue. After I found out it was a trigger issue, I figured that the script was not attached to the object here. That's the fucking problem that there was. So getting that done. Anyway, I've got all of those jumping. Blocking's already done. I need to make him duck as well. So I've got a bunch of animations to do. Then there's blood decal effects, which is actually really easy. I'm going to be able to splatter blood on anything in a radius that sword touches. It doesn't matter what it is. So it should splatter blood all over the walls of the jar, and it should splatter it on the impact point, and it should splatter it on him. So that should be good. Probably going to do that tomorrow. Trigger damage events will definitely be tomorrow. And then creating entity number 2 after doing all of that. So maybe I could do one more move set today. I think that's what I need to do, or else improve the one I have. So we're doing animations, guys. That's the next fucking thing in this fucking thing. Nasty Maddie, what the fuck's up? Good to see you this fucking fine evening. It's great to be here. Fucking making Unity my bitch. It is... The next one's gonna have to be Jump, I think. So I'm gonna show you guys how to animate something from scratch. It's very cool, and it involves, again, keyframing, but this time we're gonna do one from nothing. We have an animation folder here, and under this character, I have all these animations. You can right-click, and you can create an animation by going to Animation. You can choose Animation Controller or Animation Clip. We're going to choose Animation Clip. The clips are the little triangles. It's going to say New Animation. You want to fucking call it whatever the fuck it is. In this case, our animation is going to be called Jump. The jump animation is a challenge. Please forgive me in my stupid Photoshop projects that I do. Alright, nothing to do with this. Alright. So, I'm going to stop this so that we're in our place here. And in this jump object now, I can go here and look at this. It's got a loop or whatever or not. Open. This button's the one I want to push. Push this open button up in the upper right hand corner and the animation will appear. This is the keyframing place that I told you about before. We want to select the knight. He will be full of animations. We want to choose the new one. It's going to be called Create New Clip. And then you'll choose the one that you just made. And we just did Jump. So Jump is going to be the one we do. And now Jump is empty here. We can put Knight here. And we now need to decide what do we want to control about this knight when he's jumping. And he is a lot shittier looking now that his collider is composite there. I don't want to see this stupid collider anymore. There's probably some sort of turn off collider on here. Gizmos? Yeah. It's all that shit. Okay. Good. We don't need that unless we need it. So there it is. Gizmos. Right up at the top corner of the screen where the scene is showing. Fuck. So this guy starts out in this downward position when we are in this animation. And starting with idle, I know, he's actually here. So go to jump, and the first thing we want to do is we want to bring his sword up to where it should be. So we're going to add all the properties of all the stuff that's going to move. His sword is absolutely going to move. We want all of body. We want everything here. Just right click and add properties. Then we want the front arm, back leg, all this crap. Front arm, that was a lot more than I wanted. So you want to move all the transforms. And you should have all of the objects. And then for the sprite renderers, you're going to only need those for the ones that bend. Like the legs bend and the fucking arms bend too. So we are going to need that for the arms and legs. Let's get that done now because we might as well do it. God damn it, I only got one. Ass. See, it's a very shitty interface to add crap to this. Back arm, front arm, sprite render, sprite. And what about sword? No, well, there's no sword. Front leg, sprite render, sprite. Do I get two here if I right click? Front arm, front leg, back arm. Yes, I do. So you have to right click in order to get it. And then you can stay in here too. So I need the back leg. Sprite render. Nope, I've already got back leg somewhere. Nope, no I don't. Sprite. Okay. That's pretty much everything I need to animate this fucking bitch. So that seems like a lot, but what this does right here is memorizes the first and current position of everything. We're going to set it right now. I'm going to highlight all this crap, And then we're just going to manipulate this to be wherever we want. And that position is definitely involving this guy being rotated this way and then moved up. We're going to go back to the idle animation and look at the idle animation for a second. That's where the idle's at. And here is where we are at. So we can rotate that a little bit down. Not bad. All right. So we got it right in the spot where idle's going to match up with it. That means we can transition right into idle without any problems when we are done executing the jump, provided that we end in the same place we begin, which we should do because symmetry is great. Like, everything can be reversed and makes it look so much more amazing than it would be if it was fucking done not in reverse with video tricks and stuff, and that goes with all these animations too. So let's see here. We've got out of idle. Let's go to jump. This is the one we're going to change. We've got this frozen. Let's make the freeze. So we're clicking on this to freeze it, and did that do it? It didn't. It didn't freeze. God damn it. I needed to have the damn night highlight or something. Or all of this highlight. I made a mistake. I pushed the wrong button. Stop. Thank you. Oh, shit. Idle. Okay, we have it stopped. Okay, good. Jump is right where it's supposed to be. We have it stopped. And we also have it bugged out way out here for some reason. I don't know what the fuck all that is, but I'm getting rid of it. In fact, all of this horse shit is being given. I didn't fucking ask for any of that. So we're back. This is our fucking standard ass animation start point with the jump. So imagine he's like fucking idle. He needs to fucking bend his knees and get his ass down first. That's what he needs to do. So let's bring his... Let's get him 10 frames later into a crouch. We want this to happen pretty quick, actually. So 4 frames, we need him to be crouched in 4 frames, or maybe 3 frames. So that's going to be this, and this, and this, and this. I want better object selector, thank you. This, and this. Okay, so I have all of this selected right now. And we're going to do this. Oh, son of a bitch. Okay. That all is selected. If I bring that down like this and save the position. Oh my god, that was everything. That is separate. Is this like the root of the body? That's why you can't do that to the middle. Okay. So, why can't you do it to the middle? Can you do it to the legs? You could make the legs go up, right? That makes it go down. So we have to do it like this, unfortunately, to make it go down. We actually have to relatively make the legs go up like this. And then we have to save the position, which do that. As you can see, got that, but we want to make sure the position of this guy, where the legs are down here, we want that to stay. So we're going to go back here, and we're going to move the body, which we didn't want to move before, down here. And that should make him kind of, wait, nope, I forgot to save. Yeah, bring the body down. Bring the body down here. Save. See how he ducks now? He's ducking instead of moving like that. So, but this duck is also possibly going to be accompanied by some changes to the way that these legs look. Both of them I have the option at any time to bend by looking at this sprite, see? So right here, if I do this, I can change this right there. If I click it and go to the renderer, I can choose leg 2. And now it's bent. And down here, if I save my keyframe, you can see the picture of the bent leg down there at this point. So, given that, this ducks and this is going back. So this kind of looks like what I would do before I would jump. I wouldn't go back here though. So this thing, this keyframe here, this single keyframe I'm going to get rid of. And that should leave that leg bent. So it's like he's ready to jump. How quick does this happen? That quick. This is a very fast thing. It looks like, oh, he's going so slow. This is going to be, he's going to be up in the air before you know it. Because we don't want any of this Prince of Persia shit where he's sitting there going like this before he lifts off the whole time. That would be bullshit. No one wants to deal with that. So, this might even be too much. But I'm thinking we'll have him bend over and then we'll launch his ass out into the fucking stratosphere. We may be able to tilt his body, make him fly, and then have him land again. That would be nice. Yuck. This beer was already drank. This is my beer. God damn. Alright, let's keep it going. He's down. Next spot, it's going to be this spot. What I'm hoping to do in this very short amount of time is to just shift his torso a little bit with everything else. If I rotate this, what happens? The whole thing rotates. We'll do that, but with the two legs, again, we're going to bring them back. And save this on all fronts and see what happens. So we go back like this, and it's like we got launch him. So what's going to happen is these legs push out. This guy's going to go back to its regular sprite. We'll do that now. So that's back. I just lost that. I suppose that's not being measured. I need to put the main body. I mean, not even the main body, just this one. This transform needs to be in there. Yep. That one needs to be in there. Right now. There we go. It looks kind of dumb, but we're not done with the animation yet. But it definitely looks like a kind of dumb jump. I'm gonna have to do better than this. And the angle's wrong. This is enough. An angle. Of course, there'll be a beer bottle that breaks. There'll be all kinds of different sprites. Again, we're going to farm out all of the art and all of the data creation to AI to make this happen really fast. We do need basic systems in place that we are in total control of, including these animations. These animations are vital. Getting new special abilities and other animations that are dependent on items will hopefully be able to get some of these animations made by the AI, but for the most part, I'm pretty sure that all the animations are going to have to be hand done. So the drink animation will be universal for cans and bottles and all kinds of stuff. And eventually, it'll be able to do all kinds of things. Alright, our position is too far over. How about that? Well, that's just a straight jump. Yeah, it actually doesn't look too bad. It's just a little bit too tilted still. So if I just untilt him a little bit and lock him in. This is almost... We need him to go up higher, obviously. How high can a knight jump? I mean... We want two... Like, this is... I mean, this... He's too high up there. We basically want him to be able to clear a little more. So we'll go a bit further. I don't know why, but this thing is not long enough anymore. Can we go? Yeah, we can. Okay, good. All right, let's go out to here. Get to the height of the jump. Boom. Alright, now the interesting part is we can have him fall down the same way he came up. So let's inverse this shit and see what happens. So we can just copy all this shit, right? That's all we do. Just copy keyframes. Copy and put it 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4 away. It's just like writing music. Next, copy. And 2 spaces between there. Paste that. Next one, 1 space between. 1 space between. Next one, 1 space between. 1 space between. Finally, our finishing animation here. And bada bing, I bet he jumps. Let's see what happens. Boom. He even makes his knees bend when he jumps. Boom. Oh, I love it. I fucking like it. It's somewhat good. It's somewhat good. Let's see what happens to him. Let's see what happens to him when we map this to something. Alright, so we close this. We have now jump. Jump is now an animation that he can do. Let's go into the animator and make a parameter for jump. It's going to be a trigger. Jump. And jump can happen from any state. Transition to jump. And jump can make the transition to idle. And we need to improve our controller. Here's our controller. Just do this. Copy this crap. And put jump instead. And instead of J, because I think I signed that already. Yeah, I did. H is not used. Yes, it is. G. Looks like G is going to be the ticket here. Right, so G is going to jump for us. And I should do that. Now the controller will execute jump. And now we need to take the transition itself from any state to jump. We need to assign the condition of jump to this one. Look at it. That's awful. I hate the way this works. This needs to like do nicer things. It's actually correct, I think. Alright, and then going back. Huh. Interesting. I don't know how that's gonna work. It has exit time. I don't have exit time. Alright, fuck it. Let's just see what this does. It's gonna be jacked up. I just want to know what the conditions are like. Oh, he can't move. He can jump, but he can't move left and right anymore. We lost left and right controls. For some reason. And up and down controls too. Gravity's gotten really weirdly big. Is there a collider there? Why no more left and right? What's going on with that? It's a bizarre condition. Especially given the ability to jump now. That's a weird jump. He tilts too much. We need one coming from the walking animation as well. That's the right spot, kind of. You can't directly manipulate him right now. He's stuck in there. The only thing going is the idol. I don't know what I did to make this guy freeze. It doesn't make sense that adding this jump animation would do that. Or changing this script more than anything. All I did to this script was add the one line. Oh, man. I think I'm gonna probably go to bed. It's getting to be about time. I'll be back tomorrow morning to make this guy move again. I've got work to do for sure. But anyway, we'll see you tomorrow morning with this shit. We got stuff done. We'll get a lot more done. Only a few things to do. And then we'll be able to hook the AI up. Bitch! Have a good night.